I have not taken a penny from any foreign source ever in my life. We learned that this president paid 50 times the tax in China, has a secret bank account with China, does business in China, and in fact is talking about me taking money. I have not taken a single penny from any country whatsoever, ever. Number one. Number two, this is a president, I have released all of my tax returns, 22 years. Go look at them.
So I read a book, a great book called Secret Empires, How the American Political Class Hides Corruption and Enriches Family and Friends. And it was by Peter Schweitzer. And it was almost like reading Mario Puzo's The Godfather, because it came over like that in terms of how, I don't know if did you remember The Godfather 3, where the deals were being made, for example, with the Vatican, nothing was as it seemed. Yeah. Similarly, in this particular book, with the Biden family in particular, and in particular Hunter Biden, it reads like something out of a crime thriller, out of a novel. Now, I want to tell you a very brief story, and I'll read it from the book. It says, in December 2013, Vice President Joe Biden flies to Asia for a trip, and the centerpiece for that trip is a visit to Beijing, Peter Schweizer is saying. He says, to put this into context, in 2013, the Chinese have just exerted air rights over the South Pacific, the South China Sea. Now, if you know anything about global politics, this is going to be the next huge area of conflict in the world, and they continue. He says they, meaning the Chinese, basically have said, if you want to fly in this area, you have to get Chinese approval. We are claiming sovereignty over this territory. Now, look, this is highly controversial in Japan, in the Philippines, and in other countries in that particular area. He carries on. Joe Biden is supposed to be going there to confront the Chinese, allegedly, on behalf of Obama and the Democrat government. Well, he gets widely criticized. This is Joe Biden, on that trip for going soft on China. Well, why would you jump onto Air Force Two, go to China? Your job is to confront the Chinese over what is going to be a flashpoint in the future. Absolutely guaranteed. Absolutely guaranteed. The way in which we're getting at the moment, there will be war in that region if this particular situation is not dealt with. Now, so he gets widely criticized. The book goes on and it says, so basically, no challenging them, and Japan and other countries are quite upset about this. Now look, think carefully about this. Joe Biden becomes Obama's vice president in 2008. His son Hunter co-founded a new company called Rosemont Seneca Partners in 2009. Immediately, they're given extraordinary opportunities in China. Remember, Biden says, we'll be tough on China, all this nonsense. And my sister's my wife, and a load of other stuff. Now, in December 2013, they arrived on, as I said, aboard Air Force Two. Now, Rosemont Seneca, the company, became a partner in a new investment company backed by the state-owned Bank of China. China is a communist state.
Right.
Banks have no independence in China. They are effectively ruled by diktat from Beijing. Imagine this. But they become a partner. Oh, by the way, Hunter Biden has no experience whatsoever of running this type of company. None whatsoever. Now, that's not to say he's not a bright man, because clearly he is. Now, they are handed 10 days after Air Force Two leaves China, 10 days after they refused to confront the Chinese over what is essentially a land grab in the South Pacific Sea. And they are handed $1.5 billion. This
by
is
the state of China.
by the Chinese Communist Party. They're handed these monies. Now, Hunter Biden receives an immediate 30 million as a bonus. These are statements of fact. Now, I would ask you, had this been Donald Trump, had Eric Trump, for example, flown over on Air Force Two, and Donald Trump was, say, for example, vice president, and a deal of that nature was sought and obtained, and you receive 1.5 billion to go into your company, your son receives 30 million up front, his company receives 1.5 billion. What would have been the outcry from media companies? And so when you read this particular book, and as I said to you, I'd recommend you read it. It's called Secret Empires, How the American Political Class Hides Corruption and Enriches Family and Friends. You've got to read that book carefully and ask yourself, how is it in an era of media scrutiny can a political operator like Joe Biden and his son get away with this? Well, you start to look deeper. You look at